In the heart of human connection, we stand on the edge of a profound truth, one that slices through the illusions we often cling to. Here, we peer into the abyss of our relationships, searching for answers that elude us. It is within this murky depth we find Leora, a thinker unafraid to unearth the raw, unsettling truth about how men truly fall in love. It's not through superficial charm or fleeting glances. No, it cuts deeper than that. It digs into the very essence of their being, their inner selves, and their silent aspirations. Have you ever felt that painful emptiness when someone you yearn for looks right through you, as if you are merely a shadow of their desires? They see a reflection of what you wish to be, yet here you stand, lost in the shadows of who you truly are. It follows betrayal, isn't it? The betrayal of self, of your heart, of connection devoid of meaning. You sit there, vulnerable, waiting to be chosen. You're a puppet on strings, performing for applause that never comes, and in this act, you lose your soul. Ah, the illusion of people-pleasing, the seductive lie that whispers sweet nothings. Be available, say yes, don't rock the boat. Recall that moment when you stood there, heart pounding, a part of you screaming no, yet your lips parted with a frail yes. You feared rejection more than you feared your own self-abandonment. You believed that by being everything to everyone, you would earn love. But here's the scar. Real connection begins when you respect yourself enough to say no. The moment you break free from the shackles of the expected, the world shifts. You become an enigma, a siren in a sea of predictability, and that shift terrifies those who thrive on your compliance. Let's sink deeper, shall we? Let plus tear asunder the facade of emotional safety. Every time you abandon yourself for the comfort of another, you feed an insatiable beast. You think you're securing a bond, but each yes is a knife to your own spirit. Jung said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." And this individuation, it demands you face the hard truth. Safety is an illusion built on the frail framework of your constant yes. You deplete your essence, your energy siphoned off into the void of someone else's need. The psychological cost, your peace, your joy, your very self. Now we plunge into the final spiral. Control. You cling to the belief that by being available, you can mold others' flawed perceptions of you, that you can steer the ship of your relationships. But let's face it, you're not captaining a vessel, you're drowning. With every forced smile, every desperate attempt to please, you become less of yourself and more of a mask. True power doesn't lie in being adored. It resides in the unyielding strength of your boundaries. When you learn to guard what's sacred within you, you sever the chains of others' expectations, shattering the illusion that your worth is tied to their approval. Picture this. You stand alone in a vast, echoing void, a ritual of sorts. You draw a line in the sand, a boundary crafted not from malice but from self-respect. You cut the cords that bind you to others, the cords that suffocate your spirit. This act is not easy. It feels like shedding skin. But in the ritual, you become whole. You don't need more healing. You need to stop lying about who you are. The truth hits you like a cold wave. You never lost control. You gave it away. And in that silence, that space you carve for yourself, you will find beauty in the stillness. The first time you say no and feel the weight of relief, can you taste that liberation? A deep breath after severing the emotional cord. Solid. The quiet of a morning, standing alone in your peace. You see it? It ploughs yours now. You've been taught to be present, to respond quickly, to please, to say yes even when you wanted to scream no. This conditioning, birthed in childhood, stifles you as you chase validation through availability. But here's the cruel truth. This excessive availability is not a virtue. It is a prison. It traps you in a cycle of self-neglect, where you seek approval at the expense of your own essence. Being always available makes you predictable, and predictability invites manipulation. Think about it. How often have you felt like an emotional emergency button? They press it when they want attention, relief, validation, and then shelf you away when they have what they need. You don't realize you are trapped in an illusion, believing your presence will somehow compel reciprocity, that being emotionally accessible will cultivate true connection. But it doesn't work that way. Carl Jung spoke of the persona, the mask we wear to be accepted and loved. This mask keeps you overly available. You suffocate with every forced smile, every concession. You justify your presence, defend your choices. You owe nothing to the world, yet you bind yourself to it, and the cost is your peace. The more you place yourself at the center of others' stages, the more you vanish from your own life. You become a phantom living for the validation of others, draining your energy like a candle burned at both ends. People who demand your constant availability do not desire you. They crave what you provide: validation, distraction, emotional comfort. When you choose to protect your energy, to withdraw, those who once leaned on you for support become irate. It's not because you've changed. It's because you've stopped being functional for them. The paradox of your availability is that the more you give, the less respected you become. Abundance breeds contempt. No one values what is easily accessible. So stop. Think for a moment. Who truly deserves your time, your energy, your emotional labor? Who deserves your absence? To reclaim your energy, you must understand the root of your automatic reactions. Why do you surrender so easily? This willingness to please hides a fear of rejection so profound that it paralyzes your ability to stand firm in your own truth. Carl Jung believed in the psychic energy of the individual. Your energy is all you have. If you don't learn to protect it, someone will exploit it. Each thought, emotion, and action consumes part of this limited resource. Are you choosing where it goes? Or are you letting the world decide for you? Every impulsive reaction you offer is wasted energy. Defending yourself against criticism that doesn't warrant attention, engaging in meaningless disputes, trying to please those who don't value you. This emotional barrage leaves you drained and vulnerable. Vulnerability is a breeding ground for manipulation. Opportunists thrive on your reactivity, sensing your weakness. They know when you don't guard your energy, when you react to life's provocations. Jung said, "A healthy psyche conserves its energy, ensuring it remains within the individual. This means learning to say no without guilt, to remain silent without feeling cowardly, to observe before acting." True power lies in the conscious choice to engage or withdraw. How often have you lost sleep over unresolved conversations? How often have you ruminated on what you should have said? Each moment spent on these thoughts is energy drained without return, keeping alive ghosts that should have died long ago. You feed dynamics that continue only because you insist on reacting. Psychic energy is a force field. When well guarded, it commands respect. When mishandled, you slip into invisibility, fragile and reactive. The world holds no mercy for those who yield easily. Begin to observe your triggers. What makes you react automatically? These points of tension are where your energy escapes, and that's where the real work begins. Not to become cold or indifferent, but to be selective, sovereign over yourself. When you conserve your energy, you dismantle projections others impose upon you. This dismantling process disturbs many. When you establish boundaries, others may attack. They might accuse you of being selfish or indifferent, but this is not about them. It's about you reclaiming your power. When you stop accommodating their expectations, you force them to confront their own discomfort. You become a mirror that reflects their truths, not the ideal they project onto you. This silent chaos they thrive on will begin to unravel. And what happens when they feel threatened by your absence? They may lash out, not because you are wrong, but because you've stopped serving as their emotional safety net. The discomfort you evoke will reveal more about them than any argument ever could. These moments are transformative. They expose the shadows they prefer to keep hidden. You must be ready to endure the silence that follows your withdrawal. This silence is not absence. It is proximity to your truest self. It echoes with the unfulfilled need to belong, yet it also offers the sanctuary of self-discovery. In that silence, healing begins. You will lose people, yes, but you will find yourself. You will distance yourself from places, but you will reconnect with your essence. You will become misunderstood, but finally, you will begin to be respected. For when you become unavailable, you become valuable, rare, unforgettable. This path is not easy, but it is essential. There's a rebirth that happens when you embrace your solitude, a new beginning where your worth is not measured by your availability. You are no longer a satellite orbiting someone else's emotional galaxy. You are the sun, the center of your own universe. And if you have made it this far, a part of you is already ready for this transition. A part of you understands that being loved means nothing if it requires your self-abandonment. True self-love is choosing yourself, even when it costs you temporary solitude. So I ask you now, are you ready to be misunderstood, rejected, or even hated for the sake of your inner freedom? Are you willing to pay the price of being yourself? If this message resonates, acknowledge it, write it down. It is time to embark on this journey of reclamation, to emerge from the shadows and dance in the light of your own truth. You are not defined by the roles others impose upon you. You are not a mere reflection of their desires. You are a complex, vibrant being, filled with potential and possibility. Recognize your worth, cherish your boundaries, and step into the power of your truth. This is where real love begins, not in the shadows of self-abandonment, but in the radiant freedom of being unapologetically you. Your transformation starts now. Embrace it. You have taken the initial step toward liberation, a journey that begins with the recognition of your value. Each time you hold back your energy, each moment you choose to say no, you're not just resisting the world. You are reclaiming your narrative. This is your life, not a performance for the approval of others. The act of stepping away from emotional demand is a powerful assertion of your existence, a declaration that you are not simply a character in someone else's story. But let's confront the truth. The path ahead will not be adorned with roses. The discomfort you feel in saying no, the guilt that may surge within you, is the residue of years spent in emotional servitude. It's a primal reaction, a voice that whispers, "What about them?" It's time to silence that voice, to plant your feet firmly on the ground of your own needs and desires. The world will demand your compliance, will challenge your newfound resolve. But remember, your true power lies in your ability to remain calm amidst the chaos. Imagine the moment you decide to prioritize your needs over others. The sensation is palpable, a mix of anxiety and exhilaration. This is the tipping point, the moment where you affirm your self-worth. You are not merely a vessel for others' emotions, you are a wellspring of your own vitality. Acknowledge this transformation, for it is in this acknowledgement that you find your strength. When you embrace your independence, a new narrative unfolds. You become the author of your own experience, crafting a story where you are not just surviving, you're thriving. You learn to navigate relationships from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. No longer do you scramble to please those who would use you as a pawn. Instead, you become selective. You choose to surround yourself with individuals who see your worth and appreciate your presence. As you progress, you may notice a shift in the dynamics around you. Some people will recede, uncomfortable with the new boundaries you've established. They are used to having you at their beck and call, and your absence disrupts their comfort. This is a fierce kind of liberation, and the pushback you experience is an indication that you are making progress. Realize that this discomfort isn't about you. It's about them confronting their own neediness, their own projections. And yet, in the face of this resistance, you must remain steadfast. With each passing day, you reclaim pieces of yourself that were once lost. You will find solace in your solitude and strength in your silence. It becomes not a void, but a canvas, rich with potential, where you can paint your desires in bold strokes. The echoes of your past won't haunt you. Instead, they will serve as reminders of how far you've come. As your confidence deepens, you may begin to attract a different kind of energy. Individuals drawn to your newfound presence will resonate with your authenticity. They will appreciate your boundaries, respect your silence, and celebrate your individuality. This is not a transient connection. It's a bond forged in mutual respect and understanding. Here lies the truth. When you honor yourself, you create space for others to honor you too. Now, let's talk about the power of presence. When you learn to be selective and intentional about where you invest your energy, you cultivate an aura of magnetism. This magnetic energy beckons those who appreciate you for who you are, not for what you can provide. In this space, love can flourish, not as a transaction, but as a deep-rooted connection between souls that recognize each other's worth. But let's not gloss over the reality that establishing boundaries will challenge you. You may feel the weight of societal expectations, the pressure to conform, to be agreeable, to fall in line. The world will scream at you to return to your old ways, to revert to the comfort of sameness. But that's where you must dig your heels in and refuse to budge. This is your metamorphosis. Embrace it. Revel in the discomfort and recognize it as a sign of growth. If you stumble along this path, know that it is part of the journey. Growth is not linear. There will be days when you falter, when the urge to please bubbles to the surface, but that's merely an echo of your past. Each time you choose yourself, you chip away at the layers of conditioning that have kept you bound. In those moments, practice compassion for yourself. Understand that breaking free from patterns takes time, and celebrate the small victories along the way. As you cultivate this new identity, you may even find that your relationships deepen. Genuine connections thrive on authenticity. The facade that once defined your interactions will fade away. Conversations will shift from superficial exchanges to meaningful dialogues. Your truth will resonate with others, and they will begin to feel safe to express their own vulnerabilities. This environment fosters growth. You will inspire others to reflect on their own boundaries, their own self-worth. Your journey has the potential to create ripples of change, not just in your life, but in the lives of those around you. This is the alchemy of connection, the profound transformation that occurs when individuals choose to honor themselves. Now, take a moment to breathe. Feel the weight of what you've uncovered. You are on a sacred path, one that demands you confront your fears and embrace your truth. Each step you take in this journey of self-rediscovery is a step toward empowerment. Embrace the wounds, the scars, the lessons they carry. They are not marks of shame. They are symbols of resilience, proof that you have endured and emerged stronger. As you seek this deeper connection, remember that it starts within. Your capacity to love fully is contingent upon your ability to love yourself first. When you finally understand this, the relationships you cultivate will reflect that understanding. You will no longer settle for crumbs. You will attract the abundance you deserve, weaving bonds that nourish your soul. And as you embark on this journey, don't forget to share it. Invite others to join you in this excavation of truth. If this message has resonated, if you feel a spark igniting within you, I urge you, subscribe to this channel. Join a community of like-minded souls eager to reclaim their power, to embrace their truth, and to navigate this complex tapestry of human connection with authenticity. Together, we will explore the depths of our existence and emerge transformed, unbreakable, and free. This is the beginning of a beautiful chapter. Embrace it, own it, and step boldly into the life that awaits you. Your journey toward wholeness begins now.